Make yourself at home. Everybody's welcome at Kid-O-Deo, yeah. We're gonna sing and we're gonna read the word. All of it is worship when we do it for the Lord, yeah. Clap your hands with me. Stomp your feet to the beat. Jump up and down with me. Take a deep breath and scream. Kid-O-Deo! No one's gonna stop us. Kid-O-Deo! There's a God above who loves us. Kid-O-Deo! No one's gonna stop us. At Kid-O-Deo, we know that Jesus loves us.
Hi kiddos, I'm Kristen and I'm so happy you're here. We're starting a new series called Strong and Brave. Have you ever wanted to be strong and brave like a superhero? Just like superheroes wear special gear when they go on a mission, God gives us special armor to help us and protect us each day. It isn't armor that we can see, but it's the tools God gives us to help us be strong and brave as we follow Jesus. Let's get started by practicing our big idea. That's the super important thing we're learning about today.
Excuse me, but what's the big idea?
The big idea is God's armor protects me and makes me strong. We're going to keep learning about each piece of God's armor, but right now let's stand up and practice the big idea together. I'll say a part first and you can repeat after me. Ready? The big idea. God's armor protects me and makes me strong. Great job, kiddos. Turn around. This time, let's say the big idea all together in our meowing cat voices. Ready? Meow, meow. The big idea. Meow, meow. God's armor protects me and makes me strong. Meow, meow, meow. Great. Turn around. Now let's say the big idea in our robot voices. The big idea. Boop, 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 boop. God's armor protects me and makes me strong. Boop, 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 boop. Awesome. Turn around. Now let's say the big idea one more time in our stomping giant voices. Ready? The big idea. God's armor protects me and makes me strong. Great job, kiddos. You can sit down. We want to remember our big idea, so we're going to say it again during our time together. Each time you see Superhero Rocky and hear this sound, it's time to say the big idea. Every time we say the big idea, we'll get to choose a superhero action from this jar. Let me do that now. It says we're gonna do a superhero side kick. Can you stand up and kick to the side with me? Ready? Here we go. Good job! You can sit down because next we're going to learn more by going on a Bible adventure.
It's time for a Bible adventure. Oh, way, oh, oh, way, oh. Here we go.
The Bible is the greatest book ever. It's full of words from God. It also has true stories that can help us understand the armor of God. Today, we get to read part of a letter that Paul wrote to teach people about God's armor. Paul was a man who loved and followed Jesus. He told other people about following Jesus by teaching in different cities and by writing letters to churches. In one of Paul's letters, he told people all about special armor that God gives to everyone who follows Jesus. It isn't armor that we can see, but it's the tools God gives us to protect us and make us strong each day. Paul called the first piece of armor the belt of truth. For soldiers, a belt was very important because it held all the other armor in place. The belt of truth reminds us that believing what God says is true is one of the most important things we can do as we follow Jesus. The next piece of armor Paul wrote about was called the breastplate of righteousness. This piece of armor protected a soldier's heart. The breastplate of righteousness reminds us that choosing to do what God says is right can protect us from making bad choices. Paul continued his letter by writing about the helmet of salvation. Just like a helmet protects a soldier's mind, the helmet of salvation can remind us that Jesus saved us, and nothing can separate us from him. Paul also wrote about the good news shoes. Just like shoes help a soldier be ready for battle, the good news shoes remind us to be ready to tell others the good news about Jesus. Next, Paul wrote about the shield of faith. Just like a soldier can trust a shield to protect him, we can trust God no matter what. And Paul's final piece of armor is the sword of the Spirit. A soldier used a sword to help him in a battle. God gives us his words from the Bible to help us and guide us each day. Great listening, kiddos! All the pieces of armor remind us we can be strong and brave as we follow God. Oh, that's our big idea sound. Let's say it together. The big idea. God's armor protects me and makes me strong. Great job! Now we get to pick another superhero action. It says invisible rope climbing. All right, kiddos, stand up. Let's pretend we're climbing up a rope to get to the top of a tall building. Keep going. Almost there. We did it! That was fun. Now let's stay standing and learn a new memory verse together.
Memory verse, memory verse. You can remember the memory verse. Hey, hey!
Hi, kiddos. It's time to stand up and sing our memory verse song. This verse comes from the Bible. Paul wrote this verse right before he talks about the armor of God. It reminds us that God is the one who can make us strong and brave. Let's march and sing together. Finally, let the Lord make you strong. Depend on his mighty power. Ephesians 6, verse 10. Great job, kiddos. March as we turn around. Now let's sing the verse again in our super quiet whisper voices. Ready? Finally, let the Lord make you strong. Depend on his mighty power. Ephesians 6, verse 10. Great job, kiddos. Turn around. This time, let's sing the verse again in our super loud voices. Ready? Finally, let the Lord make you strong. Depend on his mighty power. Ephesians 6, verse 10. Super job practicing the memory verse. Let's stay standing and sing a song all about our super wonderful God.
My God is strong. He'll do anything big or small. Nothing is impossible for a super wonderful God. Every day I can know God is always there for me and my family. Every day I can know greater is the one who lives inside me. Super big, super strong, super wonderful God. Super big, super strong, super wonderful God. Our God is strong. He'll do anything big or small. Nothing is impossible for a super wonderful God. Every day I can know God is always there for me and my family. Yeah, every day I can know greater is the one who lives inside me. Super big, super strong, super wonderful God. Super big, super strong, super wonderful
I love that reminder that God is big, strong, and can do anything. Oh, there's our big idea sound. Let's say it together. The big idea. God's armor protects me and makes me strong. Great job. Let's pick another superhero action. It says super speedy sprints. That means we need to run in place as fast as we can for 10 seconds. Ready? Go! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great job. You can sit down because now it's time to try it out.
Try it out. Try it out. You'll never know until you try it out. That's right.
Hi, kiddos. We've been learning about the armor of God. Now it's time to try it out. The armor of God is something we have when we follow Jesus. It is an armor that we can see, but it's the tools God gives us to protect us and make us strong as we follow Him. In our Bible adventure, we looked at a letter Paul wrote where he described God's armor. Paul wrote the letter to help people in the church as they faced hard things as they followed Jesus. The belt of truth reminds us to believe what God says is true. The breastplate of righteousness reminds us that doing what God says is right protects us. The shield of faith reminds us that trusting in God gives us courage. The helmet of salvation reminds us that Jesus saved us and loves us. The good news shoes remind us to tell others the good news of Jesus. And the sword of the Spirit reminds us that God's words are powerful and true. Well, now let's check in with a friend who puts on special gear each day for his job as a firefighter. Hi, kiddos. I'm here at the fire station with my friend Nate the firefighter. Nate, would you be able to show us some of the things you wear when you go out to a fire?
Sure, I would be happy to.
Awesome.
Well, I've got my boots and my pants. I've got my hood. I've got a jacket, my helmet, and my gloves. First, I gotta put my boots and my pants on. All the way in, and up, and then I gotta put my suspenders on. Next, I put my hood on. This protects my ears and my neck. Then, my jacket. Zip. And Velcro, and another neck protection. Next, my helmet. Put that on to keep my head okay. And finally, my gloves.
Wow, that is a lot of gear.
It is.
So let's say you were heading to a fire. Do you think it would be a good idea just to bring your helmet, or
Nope.
do you really need it all?
Nope, I need all of my gear to protect me.
Well, thanks for showing us how important all of that gear is.
You're welcome. And thanks for visiting.
Wow, that was really neat. Each piece of gear had a special purpose in protecting Nate from the fire. He can be brave as he fights fires because his gear is protecting him. That's how it is with God's armor too. Kiddos, God gives us everything we need to live a life following Jesus. There will be times when we feel like things are hard, but we can know that God is always with us and is helping us. God's armor protects us and makes us strong. I can't wait to keep learning more with you next time. Now let's celebrate all we learned today by standing up and going Kid-O-Wampus together.
It's time for Kid-O-Wampus. Let's go, Kid-O-Wampus. It's time for Kid-O-Wampus. Let's jump around a Kid-O-Wampus. Singing it's time for Kid-O-Wampus. Let's go, Kid-O-Wampus. It's time for Kid-O-Wampus. Let's jump around a Kid-O-Wampus. Singing Kid-O-Wampus. Kid-O-Wampus. What? Kid-O-Wampus. Let's jump around a Kid-O-Wampus.
It's time for Wiggle It! Tweet the Bird will show you a body part. It's your job to wiggle it. Ready? Here we go! Feet. Elbows. Tail. Head. Hands. Ears. Knees. Nose. Shoulders. Your whole body. You rule.
That was a super fun Kid-O-Wampus. You can sit down. Well, now we're going to end our time together by talking to God. That's called praying. If you want to, you can repeat this prayer after me. Dear God, we love you. Thank you for loving us. Thank you for your armor that protects us and makes us strong. Amen. I loved learning about God's armor with you today, kiddos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.